Hello amigos! There has been a curse in humanity where the sequel can't be better than the prequel. You got Cars and Cars 2, We Party and We Party You, and I think people are missing a big proof of why this is a false theory. And that thing is Wii Sports Resort. So you got Wii Sports, one of the best selling games, one of the best selling consoles. Literally god tier game engraved in everybody's memory. Bunch of memories of playing with friends or family, having it featuring Alvin and the Chipmunks too. A game that literally revolutionized a part of the gaming history. How do you top it? Just add Resort to that name and boom, you get another successful game. You know, why don't more companies do this? After the successful release of Wii Sports, it was planned a sequel for the game with the implementation of the Wii Motion Plus. This little device helps the Wii remote controller for more accuracy. Since the games before the Wii Motion Plus seemed a bit off with the sensitivity, this little device makes the things a bit easier for the games. So the first reveal for the sequel for Wii Sports was on the E3 of 2008 in the press conference of Nintendo. Haha, remember when you had those? The first thing that was revealed was a Frisbee puppy game, because that's the first thing that comes into mind when you think of Wii Sports, am I right? They show that this is going to be different to Wii Sports. It's not going to have the same games plus new ones. It's going to maintain 3 old ones and a bunch of new ones. Then after a year we get Wii Sports Resort bundled in with the Wii Motion Plus extension. Wii Sports Resort released in 2009. It received many positive reviews, yeah, but it's not perfect. And I don't think it deserves that because we got so much content. Not like Wii Sports where you only get 5 sports and different modes and it kinda burns out in 30 minutes. In Wii Sports Resort we get 9 new modes and 3 sports from the original Wii Sports. So what made Wii Sports Resort a fun time and a huge improvement from the original Wii Sports? It's because in Wii Sports Resort we are now in an island. Yay! Having an island might not be the best thing you can add into a game, but it just fits the whole theme of Wii Sports Resort. The name of this island is Woohoo Island, and this isn't the first time it appears. It has appeared in Wii Fit, but with some tweaks here and there to make it a little bit more natural. So let's boot up one of my favorite games and one of my childhood games that literally made most of my days when I was little. The game starts off with what I think is one of the most original ideas I've seen from Nintendo. Jumping off from a plane onto Woohoo Island. We are already playing and we didn't even notice. Skydiving through different Miis and at the end taking a picture with everyone, giving us the intro to Wii Sports Resort and Woohoo Island, and my god do I already love this game. Wii Sports Resort has one of the most recognizable themes, just like his predecessor, but Wii Sports Resort hits different. It's just an awesome song that you can keep on loop and you wouldn't even get tired of hearing it. Then we get the menu with every single sport, so let's go one by one. Swordplay, that it's kinda like boxing but more intense. Instead of punching you have swords and you play. I think that's why it's called Swordplay. You fight against a bot or a friend and you try to launch them over the cliff. It's a best of 3 and if you want to have advantage, use the guard option to make your opponent tilt and lose balance. The different variants of Swordplay are Speed Slice, which is pretty simple, you slice as fast as you can where the game tells you to slice, and Showdown. This mode hits hard where you get surrounded by every single enemy. I get a lot of memory just while looking at this, and I remember Swordplay as one of the best games in Wii Sports Resort. Then there is Wakeboard, and I'm not gonna lie, it's good. That's it, there is no second line here. It's just good, but if this is your favorite game, I don't know what to say to you. You might have not played the other sports. Next up we got Frisbee, also known as Priorities. This is a fun sport and even more precise with the Wii Motion Plus. You throw the Frisbee into a certain angle and your dog tries to catch it in a certain area. The closer you are to the area, the more points you get. It's good and a simple game, I must say. Then there is Frisbee Golf, also known as... If this was your favorite game, please don't talk to me. This was the most boring one out of every single sport. If you're going to play golf, just play golf. Don't be a weird kid and play this f***ing monstrosity instead. Next up we got Archery, and oh boy is this one really good. With the Wii Motion Plus edition, this makes for one of the most realistic sport out of every sport in this collection. It just feels so natural and fluid how the Wii remote and the nunchuck can become a bow and an arrow. There are some ways to cheat in this sport and I actually really like this idea. You can get a perfect sword, but you have to be super precise to hit the fruits in the back. Then we have one of the best sports in Wii Sports Resort. Basketball divides in two. The first mode is a typical game of pick-up basketball. Nothing crazy, it's just good old basketball, but it can get so intense trying to snatch the ball from the other team. While you really don't have to move in Wii Sports Resort basketball, it's still such a fun time trying to outplay the other team. Then there is a 3-point contest where you have 30 opportunities to shoot some 3-pointers. Nothing crazy. Next up we got table tennis. This came back from the regular tennis to table tennis, and I think this is the more intense since it's more precise and it's only 2 people instead of 4 in Wii Sports Tennis. Other than that, it's table tennis. There is not that much to say here. There is also a variation to this game called return tennis, where you have to maintain a rally with the other meat. This minigame helps you on the actual table tennis since you don't really want to miss. Then there is golf, also known as... Yeah, golf isn't my favorite, neither in Wii Sports or Wii Sports Resort. It's just a tiny ball getting hit by a stick. How do you find the fun here? But hold your horses, because we got bowling as a returning sport from Wii Sports, and this just feels way more fun. It's bowling from Wii Sports, but with some tweaks here and there to make it a little bit more safe and fun for everyone. I really like that the returning sports from Wii Sports have some tweaks here and there, like the atmosphere, the controller, because if bowling from Wii Sports came back the exact same to Wii Sports Resort, it would have felt awkward. But this is something that is not appreciated till you look at it. Next up we got power cruising, and I'm just gonna say it. I don't have memories of this sport. I'm more of a Swordplay guy, what can I say? But don't get me wrong, this looks like so much fun, but I think this is way too much for a Wii controller and a dildo. This didn't feel like I was actually driving a water scooter, and I think that's why I didn't really like this sport. It just didn't felt right. Of course, not every game has to feel like real life. You're not going to skydive like this, are you? But Power Slide didn't felt right, and that's why I didn't really play it a lot. Canoeing! Can we move on? Canoeing in Wii Sports is like the middle brother of the family. It's good. That's it. It's not an amazing sport, you just paddle with the weird mode like an idiot. You don't really have that excitement of, oh yeah, I'm gonna play canoeing in Wii Sport because it's my favorite sport. Like bro, who says that? You know what? Cycling is a good sport. You go through the island and explore every single detail in a bigger vision. You have 3 hearts, and when you miss one, that means you are burnt out and you need a break till you get it back. You go throughout the most important parts of the island. The town in the middle, the tunnel, the mountains. You pedal with the nunchuck and the Wii controller. It's a good sport to just have some fun and relax while exploring the beautiful Woohoo Island. There's also this guy called Vincenzo that gave us tips. Who the f is Vincenzo? Then the last one is air sports, and this one is divided in 2. The skydiving sport, this one is the exact same in the beginning. You skydive and try to take pictures with everyone, and a big smile in the finale with everyone you took pictures. And then there is the best sport from the entire game, Island Flyover. My god, do I love this minigame. You can explore the whole island in a plane. Can you go to the big bridge? You can! Can you go to the big volcano? You can! Can you go to the Golf Island? You absolutely can. You can explore every single detail in Island Flyover. You can go through the caves and the ruins. It's absolutely incredible. The main catch of this minigame is to find every single location with an eye point. This point can give you some information the place you currently are. For example, you fly over the basketball court and it gives you some information about what happens there. It's such a cool mode and such a cool concept to have every sport in the island and getting to see the actual island where everything happened. There are 3 modes in Island Flyover. There is daytime mode where everything is shining in a blue sky and everything. An evening mode where the sun is setting and it's a beautiful scenario for the Woohoo Island. And there is the night mode where there are actually some fireworks and it's just so beautiful. I love it. This is the sport that is engraved in my memory. I remember playing this just having a normal time, flying over Woohoo Island and trying to get every single location in the map. So that was every single sport from Wii Sports Resort, and holy damn, that was a look into my childhood. This game really sets you up for a good time, and it doesn't get old. The concept of having an island as your main area is so good and so relaxing. This is one of the games that you can play for hours and it doesn't burn out because there is always something you want to do. I think Nintendo is missing a big catch with this type of games, where you really don't need a story, you just really want to have a fun time. You see, Wii Sports is good, but as I said, it burns out in a couple of minutes, with the bare minimum of content. 5 Sports is good for Wii Sport, but my god does Wii Sports Resort not only doubles it, it triples it with the extra mode that are in the different sports, and we really need another big game for the Nintendo Switch like Wii Sports Resort. As I said, you don't really need a big story like Breath of the Wild to have a successful video game. Sometimes we just want an awesome game that is equally as fun with friends or without friends. In conclusion, Wii Sports is good, Wii Sports Resort is the best, and Wii Sports Club can suck my humongous dick.